Bonjour et bienvenue, mes amis. Je m'appelle Sheena et ici est Cozy Shenanigans, mon chien pour le mystère doué et l'artisan. So, hello and welcome. My name is Sheena. This is Cozy Shenanigans, a channel for cozy mysteries and crafts. If you are a native French speaker, I'm sorry, my French is rusty at best. And if you are not, we are doing something a little bit different this time. And yes, I did have to look up some of that vocabulary because my French education didn't include words like cozy or craft for some reason. But I am very excited because, as some of you might remember from my last video, I got a ridiculously large TV and a Amazon Fire TV stick, which now means that I have more power than a person should reasonably be allowed to have. And I can put Hoopla on my giant screen. So it is rainy and cold outside here in Western Washington. I have a cup of hot apple cider here in my paranormal activity mug, which I absolutely love. And I have found 3 mystery shows available on Hoopla through my library. And they have, I think they look like cozies. I'm not sure if they are. We're going to go with varying levels of cozy here. So I'm going to watch them here while I'm crafting, and then I will give you an update after each first episode and let you know what I think of them, how cozy they are, what type of story they have. So if you are looking for foreign language TV, then maybe you can check these out. And if you know of any cozy mysteries in other languages, let me know, because I'm always looking for new ones. And I love trying to improve my language skills. I'm not good at it, but I try. So we have 3 titles here. We have Deadly Tropics, which I suspect is going to be something like Death in Paradise, which was a BBC show several years ago. The main character has a son, and she has just taken over like a special crimes unit. The Art of Crime is about a special task force that deals with art crimes, obviously, which is highly fitting since the Louvre just got robbed this week. And then Master Crimes, I know nothing about it, and I couldn't really glean anything from the one-sentence summary. So we will just have to be surprised together. So while I am crafting and going through these different shows, the catch with Hoopla is that I only get 10 checkouts a month, and each episode counts as 1 checkout, which is really annoying. And I still haven't finished watching Harry Wild from one of my previous vlogs. I've still got 1 more season left on that I would like to finish. So I'm going to watch these 3 episodes, and then maybe you guys can vote in the comments on which one you would like to see an additional vlog about, and watch me continue to finish, fill you in on what it's about. And then if you are looking for French language films because you just like foreign cinema, or if you would like to improve some of your language skills like me, then it's something you can look into on your own library website or on various streaming services. I don't know where else this is available right now, but I will look it up. And I will put links down in the show notes if I can find it anywhere. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I have my cider in my new mug. I love this mug. I think it's just so freaking cute. And I've also got a sock to work on. This is the first one that I finished. This is my faux walker. And here we go. Here's the one I'm actually working on. I just did the heel turn. I'm working on the gusset decreases, and I can probably finish this before these 3 episodes are up, so let's give it a go. I just finished Master Crimes. It's really good. The main character is a professor of criminology. She has retired from fieldwork to teach in a college and is brought back in when a series of very strange posed murders start happening. And she pulls in her students. It's a ragtag bunch of grad students, I guess. And she is so funny. She is so offbeat. And I know that it reminds me of something that we have in the US, a TV show. I cannot put my finger on it. It's got like elements of like Bones and Criminal Minds and a couple of others in there too that I'm not thinking of right now. But she is fantastic. I love her, and I really want to watch the rest of this series. So I'm gonna stop for right now and come back to this a little bit later. Next up, we are going to do probably the Art Heist series. I think that one looks really good. It is another dark, rainy, windy evening. There might even be thunder. It could be airplane noises. I'm going to pretend it's thunder. And I'm getting back to watch the second of my French mystery series. So this time I think I'm going to go with the Art Heist series. I'm going to curl up in my cozy blankets. I might even turn on the electric blanket, which would be a real treat. Let me show you my sock progress. So I am still working on that gusset. But I'm making good progress. I think I'm almost done with the gusset, actually. And I'm gonna take off my boots, just had dinner. I'm thinking about making myself a cup of peach tea, but I might just decide to snuggle in bed too and maybe put on some pajamas, get the bat sweater out, which is super cozy. I wear it as a coat, I wear it as a robe, I wear it as a sweater. It lives on me and does not come off between now and March. So let's go get cozy and watch the next show. Okay, very quickly before I go to bed, I'm trying to be quiet because it's late and everyone else is asleep. But I ended up watching the first 2 episodes of The Art of Crime because it was a 2-part episode, so I wanted to finish it. It was very good. I love it. if you don't know, my educational background is in art conservation, which involves a lot of art history and studying art heists and theft, as well as forgeries. So this was right up my alley. I loved it. I love the main character. She's a lot of fun. I don't know what else that I can say about it without giving away spoilers, but I really love this series. I definitely do want to continue with it. So we have one more left for this video, and we'll get into that one probably tomorrow night. For now, I have my electric blanket on, so Bast has been reunited with his one true love, and it is time for me to get ready for bed. Good morning. It is early the next morning, at least early for me. I just woke up. I have a very insistent bowling ball on my lap. I am wrapped up in the electric blanket, though it is not plugged in. One of the nice things about our apartment is that each room has individual temperature controls, which is lovely. And so while it is chilly in my room, it is not super cold. It's not cold enough to plug in the blanket yet. That time will come, but it's not today. I'm going to watch the last show that was on my list, which was the one set in Martinique. I expect that I will not be able to understand a single word they say. But we're going to give it a go. I've got my subtitles, I've got my knitting. I was kind of disappointed with how much I got done last night, just because I was knitting at the beginning of the show, and then I just kind of cozied in and got warm and snuggly and put down the knitting and watched the rest of the show that way. So I spent about half an hour working on the sock again this morning. I still have a good chunk of the foot that I need to do, maybe like half of it, and then the toe, but we're making progress. So I probably won't finish it this episode, but I can try. But only if Madame here relinquishes my lap, because she requires all tribute, all attention, all the time. And this is Morgan, by the way, if you have not been introduced. I have 4 cats. Morgan is my spouse's cat. However, she occasionally requires barnacle time from both of us. She believes that she definitely is the goddess that she was named for and requires regular tribute, and clearly I have not given her enough tribute lately, so she is demanding it from me right now. So I'm going to, pay my respects to the goddess, and then we will get started on the knitting and the show. Okay, I have finished with the Deadly Tropics, and it is the one I am the least sure about. It is about a police officer from Paris who goes to Martinique to take over their homicide department after her husband is discovered to be completely corrupt and dealing drugs. And I want to like this one so much, but it's very lax on the police procedure. Like, even allowing for the cultural differences and like what cops can and can't do in the US versus French territories. Like, there's one point where one of the officers on her team, she only has two people, one of them rams her car into her ex-boyfriend's car repeatedly in front of her boss, the other team member, and the boyfriend. And the team member and the boss both say, oh, we didn't see anything. And there's other instances where she's just like incredibly unprofessional. The main character's boss also tells her that he didn't want a woman for this position, that she has very little authority. So it's rubbing me the wrong way. And I want to like it so much, but it's not hitting for me. But I did do a ranking system. So, starting with Deadly Tropics, I gave it 3 stars for the cozy feel. It was mostly the like renegade cop that was ruining any cozy vibes I might have gotten from this, because she was so aggressive. The way she spoke to people, it just really ruined it for me. The overall vibes, I did give it a 4. It's tropical. There's a lot of like family stuff going on in this that I really liked. And I did really like the story. I gave that one 4 stars. The main character, I gave 3. I think that as her character develops, I would like her more. It's just that side character that I really didn't like. Or supporting character. She's actually in the intro. It looks like more of a buddy cop type of thing, but I just really didn't like her. And then I also put in a line for fact checking, because these are mysteries. They all deal with police, and it really bothers me when procedure is not followed or just outright ignored. And this one I had to give it a 1. And granted, I'm not as familiar with European police protocol. I don't know how things work in France or in Martinique. Like, apparently they don't need warrants for a lot of stuff, or at least it doesn't appear that they don't need warrants. And then the way that they notified the victim's mother in Death in the Tropics, instead of like going to her house and being very empathetic and then asking about her daughter's last movements, they like leave her a voicemail and tell her to meet them at the school while they're questioning students. And it's just very, I think that could have been handled a lot better. And especially living in the US right now and our current government situation and the issues we've had in the last few years with the police, having them not follow protocol, like ignoring her destruction of the guy's car, that really bothered me. So I'm not a big fan of cop shows that involve a loose cannon cop for that reason. Now, Master Crimes was definitely my favorite of the 3. I did watch 2 episodes of that one because it was a 2-part first episode. And it looks like continuing all of the stories are in like 1 or in like 2 or 3 episode chunks. But that one I gave it 4 stars across the board for everything. The vibes were immaculate. You've got museums and chateaus, and I really liked the dynamic between the main character and the cop character. The one thing that I didn't care for so much is like the big weakness that they give her is a fear of heights and vertigo, to the point that she has difficulty with standing next to an old well. and she has issues with going down long flights of stairs. And I felt that was kind of a stretch, and also the fact that one of the reasons she ends up sticking with this police officer is because he, according to her therapist, is her counterphobia object. He distracts her from her phobia and allows her to function. And I thought it was a lot of a stretch, especially because they don't get along and she's known him for like a day at this point. However, I really loved the art history and the art mystery. It definitely followed protocol a lot more. Um, the one thing I struggled with on this, and the one reason I didn't give it 5 stars for the story, is there were just so many names and characters being introduced right off the bat. I had trouble following what each of them was doing and who everybody was. But other than that, I really liked it, and I know that's a me thing. That's just a thing I struggle with, faces and names. So, still really enjoyed that one. And it was definitely my highest rated out of all 3. The Art of Crime, I only gave it a 3 on the cozy. It's leaning a little bit more into like police procedural, a little bit more hard boiled, but I really liked the dynamic between the main character and her team of grad students that she puts together, and I really want to see that develop. I love the individual quirky characters there, and I absolutely love the main character. I think she's hilarious, and while she is a little bit rogue, she's not as out of control as the character in Deadly Tropics. I thought that the mystery was really good. It was unusual. It gave a little bit of Criminal Minds, and I actually remembered what this series was reminding me of. It reminds me a little bit of Mystery 101 on Hallmark, mixed with Murder 101, which is a series of Dick Van Dyke movies from the late 90s, mixed with Criminal Minds. So it's got some of the cozier familial vibes of Mystery 101. It's got the comedy of Murder 101 without being slapstick. And then it's got the psychology and the darker elements of Criminal Minds without being overwhelming. And then for fact checking on that one, I also gave that one 4 stars because I think it was really good. And I've done a lot of research. I watch a lot of crime shows. So I feel like they were being fairly accurate in that one, and they were following procedure. So that one I ranked the highest on those 2 categories. But really enjoyed them. I am probably going to watch The Art of Crime first and finish that series. Let me know which one you would have picked. Like I said, these are all free on Hoopla. I am trying to find where they would be available elsewhere, but so far I'm kind of running into a dead end. There was one streaming service I had never heard of. I don't know anything about it, and I think one of the places said that it was available on Amazon for one of them, but I'm not sure and I can't check. So that's something that I would have to look into further, but I will put any information I find down below so that you can check them out. And until next time, I hope that you enjoy these series. If you watch them, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are still here, please like, subscribe, comment, share, so that way I know I'm not creating in a vacuum and YouTube will share my work with more people. And until then, I hope you have something to cuddle with and are nice and cozy in your next mystery adventure. Ciao!